Hello, this is Sizwe podcast. My name is Agnes, and today I am here with Patricia. Patricia, do you mind introducing our guest?
My name is Patricia, and today we have a wonderful lady with us. Her name is Castie. Castie, welcome to our studio.
Thank you so much, Patricia, darling Agnes.
Thank you
for inviting me.
And tell us more about yourself. Who is Castie?
Oh, Castie is a mother, a single mother of 2 young adults. I am a sister to many. I am born again, and I am a church elder. I've been serving in Presbyterian Church for quite some time now. I've done some work with the youth, the women ministry, and now eldership.
Yes. Wonderful.
Thank you. So there's something we say resilience. When you have resilience in you, you always go through stuff. So your story is like crushed, broken, and bounced back to life. We want to know more about the crash part, the broken part, and how now we see you all bouncy and beautiful today.
Wow.
How did life start, and how did that, I think you will be able to tell us more.
Okay. First, I want to say I got married at a very early age, at 22. And just like any other marriage, we trying to make children. And I was a mother at a very early age. The firstborn came a year after, and the second born after 3 years.
Oh.
But unfortunately, from onset, the marriage was quite bumpy, and the road was very bumpy, and there was challenges that some of the people, like my family, couldn't see there was a problem because there was physical and emotional abuse that started immediately. The red flags were just unbearable. But I just thought, because marriage is there to stay. I mean, it's an institution that is for worse and for good. I thought I couldn't stay present.
I think it's not just you. In our communities, we are told that whilst you are growing, you are in it for life. So it is not just about your thought. It is one thing that has been we have been raised with. That you stay in marriage. So yours started and it was not working, but because you have that kind of thing from family background.
And also you were in love. You were in love, and most of the time as women, we think we are going to change the person. He will see that I'm a good woman and I'll do this, and we hope that this person will realize how good, how worthy I am for him to change.
Well, one thing is in marriage, there are two parties, and when I look back, I usually don't even blame him as much because I noticed that, number one, like I said, I got married for wrong reason. I did not know the man.
No, you haven't
he
said
did
that.
Not know me.
Can you tell me the wrong reasons why you got married?
Yeah, I said earlier. I said that I was raised in a very protective. I was very protected by my mother. My dad passed on when I was a bit young.
Okay.
My dad passed on when I was in 4th form, so I was raised up by my mother and my elder siblings, and they were very protective. They really loved me and they spoiled me, and like I never knew what it was like.
Real struggles were before.
No, I didn't know them for sure. I can say I didn't know them, and with that, I just thought they were kind of protecting me to in the outside world. Then mostly I was in church. The youth, we started youth choir. Even before youth programs, I remember with one lady who is here, I might not mention her name, that we were, at the age of 10, we were still participating in church.
In church activities,
We were in
so
church
from
choirs.
Sunday school, children's program, youth program, to your marriage home.
I jumped everything up and just like everything.
So was it for you? You say you were married for wrong reasons. Was it an escape from that protection, or you just wanted your freedom, or you wanted love? What is it that you wanted at that particular time?
Yes.
At that point, you cannot know it because even your friends were not married. You just get the first person, even without knowing, you jump into it. Your friends were not even married at that time. You just jump into it. You don't even, there's no courtship, there's no nothing. There's no proper courtship. Because if there's courtship,
You would have known,
this person.
yes.
You also know the background of this person. You know a lot about him. But you see, we are talking of you get, into a relationship. Even before you know the person comes and you want to get married to you, and you just get into this thing called marriage.
That is
Then
how
immediately you notice, no, I have this thing is not right. And what made me know it's not right, like I said, there was physical and emotional abuse immediately.
What was the age difference, if I may ask? Was there an age difference?
Around 8 years, I think.
8 years.
Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah.
That's old. Because somebody who's 8 years older than you is matured.
Is matured enough to treat you well.
And he has experienced so much in life than you. So you were naive and young, and you thought love is enough. Is that
thought
true?
love was enough. And the biggest mistake I ever did in my life was to want to prove a point to my people who thought it would not work, and indeed they knew. And who saw this is a problem already, and I wanted to prove a point to them.
You wanted to tell them that you
I
proved
can
them
do
wong.
it. So
I can do
hard.
it. I can stay
I worked
married.
very hard. I worked very hard to make sure it works. I covering everything, covering up. But there could be a scent that was telling things were not right. All this time.
So how long did you stay in this marriage, Castie?
17 years. So 16 years ago, it's almost 17 now. I've been single now for almost 17 years.
You stayed in that marriage that you knew right from the onset that it was not working for 17 good years.
Not only staying, it is doing. Because I believe I did what every man can say that this woman wanted it to work.
I
wanted to work by force, by fire.
My God.
So
and all this time
together, we came from very low to quite somewhere. We invested together. We were, but all this time the boat was being perfected by a lot of storms. A lot.
So you managed to invest in
businesses,
assets
yes.
and businesses. Well,
Yes.
So
Wow.
that was one side that was working for you guys.
Yes, I think so. So you were good business partners.
No. I was not in business myself. I at some point.
No. I mean, he's your like all the assets that you guys were acquiring on that level.
You were together.
Yeah, you were together. You were able to do stuff together.
We complemented well. I had
Very
a good job
good.
in government parastatal for 19 years.
Okay.
And I had some businesses learning, just small businesses for myself. I had a boutique and honey selling, but Amy was purely in business, and it was doing quite well. It was a big business, and we did very well, and we invested quite well, and we lived well. Financially, we lived well, but on the other side, there's something I'm covering up. I'm dying inside. Inside, I'm dying.
For 17 good years.
17 years.
And you had 2 kids. So were your kids aware of this?
Yes, they were. And it's very, very, very unfortunate because that's one thing I would want to tell parents today. That if, for sure, never, ever, even if there's anything wrong in the family, please don't make children be part of it. Because it affects them, it takes toll on them. Equally, the way it's taking toll on you, it takes toll on them. And let alone this the issue of dealing with the
trauma.
Trauma, depression.
Wow.
And it's quite bad.
Was part of you staying there because you wanted to save your children from maybe growing up outside.
Yeah,
in a
not
broken
knowing their
marriage.
dad. Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
what I would, the way I would probably look at that question is, why did I stay?
Why did you stay? And
Ah,
guys,
why did
if
I
you
stay?
just join us, this is Sizwe podcast. We are talking to Castie. I always say that women, we are strong, but Castie's story is flooring me right now. And keep listening. I just don't want to say anything.
Okay.
What?
What made me stay? Well, well, there are several factors. Number one, there was now the financial
Commitment.
commitment. We are done a lot together, and I was feeling to lose
Everything.
to lose everything. I was feeling the children to go through problems. Because I
Financial
knew,
problems.
not only financially, I knew once one parent is out of the other, the
Yes.
kids will suffer, which actually
didn't want
was
to.
the case. It happened after that. I had a name to protect. As I said, I was a church elder. A church elder in Presbyterian Church is someone who
big.
is in front there,
Yes.
dealing with families. Like you have 20, 15, 20, 30, depending on how big your district is.
Yes.
And you have a district which you have to be there for them before they get to the minister of the in the church. I had friends who mostly were ministers. Reverend pastors. I was living that circle, and I did not want to show that things were not working in my house. Things were wrong. So I kept on hiding. I made sure I covered up.
Can I come in here? How did you cover up so well to be able to present yourself at church as a leader, as a women leader, as a minister assistant? How did you do that? I just need examples.
Agnes, not only covering and presenting myself. I was a
With
preacher.
bruises.
I preached,
You stand in front of the
Preaching.
pulpit and preach
preaching, and not only preaching. I did a
and
lot
counsel
in the church.
women.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I can say miracles happen because that must have been pure grace. Number two, I was very prayerful, very prayerful. But when I look at it now, I see like there was a lot of denial in the whole
Yes.
thing. There was a lot of denial.
Yes.
Because I was like thinking there's a miracle that is going to happen, yet things were graduating from
Bad to worst to
every
worst.
day. So I should have made up my mind, and probably I would have sought seek medical
Counseling,
advice.
yes, yeah.
I was going through counseling sometimes, and some of the elders who are older, like there are some couples who were really coming in support, and also ministers, and of course they knew there was a problem, and they were trying to come in, and I should have been serious and
open.
said, I mean, it's not working.
And in your
It's not
family,
working.
you had your family. Nobody in your family was seeing this who would say, Castie, really, is it worth staying?
Because initially you said when it started, they knew it was not going to work. So when
They
you
did all that.
they-
They did all that until now they looked at me because they're trying to help me out. For sure, they're trying to help me out. They told me severally that if it's not working, just forget about it.
Wow.
I think because they were much older than me, they could see where it was taking me. But I did not know it was going to take me to, it was going to crush me.
you.
Because it completed, and I want us to touch on how it crushed me. Because
Yes.
I started, I remember the first time, because I started like just a mere headache. Then after that, I fell down, and I was taken to hospital that day.
Guys, if you just join us, this is Sizwe Podcast. We are talking to Castie. Patricia is here. Castie has gone through 17 years of marriage that never worked. And she knew from the day that she entered the marriage that it didn't work. For me, I don't understand how she made it through 17 years. It crushed her and broke her. I want some of the crushing.
And how many women out there
Well, yes, Patricia.
stay in these marriages when you can tell this, all the signs are there? Why are we in denial sometimes that this is not working?
Have you ever seen such women who stay in marriages that you can
yes,
see for sure
lots
it's going to
of
crash.
people.
Okay. Like I said, there's all that wanting to protect your name and what have you. Because
Yes.
back there, there's that stigma. It's not like here where it's a normal thing.
Yeah,
If
to
it's
be a
not working,
single
just
mom.
say it.
Yes.
But there, you don't even. I hated the name single mother.
Yes, it's
But
true.
I must say that my family trying to just tell me to face it and just accept defeat. I did not want to accept
and come out of it.
Yes,
And
yes, yes.
you stuck on.
Yeah, I stuck on because I wanted to prove a point. And when it came to crushing me, it came so bad because the depression was already acute. It was acute, and thank God because my employer, I talked of, I was in a reputable, what is it called? Parastatal, which and covered as medically. So I went to the very high hospitals, big hospitals in Kenya. That was Aga Khan Hospital and Karen Hospital and Pisha Hospital. That's where mostly I was admitted in Karen Hospital. And that time now, depression was so bad, but blood pressure was so bad. And instead of it getting better, I got worse day by day. I think it's because now I notice people have known what is happening. And I got worse. I couldn't get better in the hospital. I get out. When I go back to the house, I stay like 2 weeks in the house. Then I go back to the hospital. And it went like that for years.
Wow.
Until even walking was a problem, coordination was a problem.
Hey.
Yes, it was that bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm lost of words.
Almost crying.
I'm lost
Yeah,
of words.
yeah. Those
really.
people who know me from church, from the church where I started, and the church where I moved to, and also those who I worked with for 19 years. Knows how my life came crumbling.
And you had a church family. At what point, what were they encouraging you to do at this point? Were they coming to pray with you? How were they supporting you?
Yeah, there were a lot of prayers saying for me. And one thing I want to tell you about church, and most when I talk about church, I'm talking about back home. There was, yes, as much as they can see there's a problem, we don't get to that point of telling someone, man, just accept it, walk out. They don't
Yes.
there.
No.
And I think it's time they start doing that.
Yes.
Because instead, they just keep on praying for you. They keep on talking to you. And that's exactly what happened. There were so many people, so many pastors and who are my friends who came in. They know me very well. Even now, if they are watching, they are like, they are nodding, that they really trying to support me, but they were not telling me to leave. They were trying to
tell
encourage us.
to leave.
Sometimes they could go with a man aside. They could go somewhere
and
sometimes they
counsel
could come
him
and talk to me and really pray. There were a lot of prayers that were said in that home, but it was never to be.
So now I want us to talk about the broken. So now the marriage, the whole process of 17 years has crashed you. It has taken your spirit out of you. Now you don't even know yourself.
Yeah.
So you get a point when now you are like done.
Yeah.
Can you give me, we always say there's something that broke the camel's back. What is that? At what point did you get to like, now I'm done?
After so many admissions in hospital, so many countries, and losing myself, knowing very well, I can see now, whether I like it or not, the children were either being brought up by another woman because I'm dying.
Yes.
I saw death.
Wow.
I saw death, and those people who were with me can tell it was actually getting to there. And one time when I was in the hospital, I thought, no, I have to accept. That point of acceptance is what saved me. Accepting, getting out of denial that it has not worked. I've tried my best. I've tried all avenues, but for sure,
this is not working.
It is not working, and it has not worked. That point when I agreed to lose my name, that's a problem. The time I agreed to lose my name, and to look
stop
for
keeping
another Castie
faces.
now.
Yes.
To look for the real, another Castie, not the real Castie, but to lose myself, not to care about what the people are going to say about me.
Very
not
good.
to care what the church is going to condemn, how the church is going to condemn me. Not going to care about my friends. Not caring who is going to fall out of my circle. That's
Yes.
the time now I thought it is time I just get out, and thank you for those years.
That's the
has
time you
taken-
gained your strength.
No.
And it
Gaining
took-
strength took time, my dear. We are talking of
It
But
took.
that
It
is-
took.
that's
It
the
took. That
strength
is the
to-
strength. I'm
That is
telling
the
you.
strength-
Yes.
strength to live.
Yes.
For you to say, now it's me.
I'm done.
I'm done.
okay. That's it's good. I wish those people who knew me could tell you. It was another start of
Yes.
a very tough life.
And I think Patricia is not talking about now but that seed has been
Yes.
planted from that day. Although broken, sick, dejected, you had all of that, but you had one single aim.
To survive.
I need to survive. I need to take myself out of this. And guys, if you just join us, this is Sizwe Podcast. We are talking to Castie. Castie stayed in a marriage, abusive, both physical and emotional marriage for 17 good years. I like the description. She was crushed, broken, and now we have her.
Yes, we have her.
Yes. Like I've said, those who knew me would explain that very well. It would come out from them. This is a person who was crushed, completely
Yes.
crushed, and went down completely. I was never to rise up because I even lost everything. Everything. After walking out, that was the head of that life of having
the
houses,
affluence,
having
the financial
whatever.
support.
That was the end of it.
You left everything behind.
Yes, and of course I tried to get something, but I could not get anything. But yeah, that was not worse still. Worse will come. After 2 years after that, I was not even working anyway because I was
Yes.
on and off. And I was not even working, as in I was just in the payroll. I lost my job after 2 years, and the kids are going to high school.
Wow.
Oh my
They are
God.
not going to high school yet.
Wow.
When I got the estrangement letter, I felt like I could just either die, but I laughed. I did not know. I could not imagine my children miss education.
Yes.
And I could not imagine how I'm gonna pick myself up because now we are talking of everything is done.
Yes.
All what we had done, all what we had, even the name, everything
Yeah.
is gone.
You've been stripped.
And now,
yes.
and now I'm even living in a 1-bedroom house. We are sleeping in the same bedroom with the children, and they're from a 5-bedroom and all that,
Wow.
whatever.
Goodness.
And now we are in the same bedroom, and we don't have food. Sometimes we didn't have food. I could leave them, go look for something,
Yes.
and I send them through M-Pesa.
And Castie,
So
What is M-Pesa?
M-Pesa is the way we send money.
Oh, okay.
Like if you send it
Like Momo.
through Wave here,
Yes.
it just converted to M-Pesa. They get it immediately.
Oh,
So I could
oh my
send them
goodness.
after I get something. I could send them. I could leave them sleeping in the morning. I go work, or I could look for something, send them for breakfast, and that's the way it started again. I started.
You pick
from
the pieces
zero.
from yes.
Well, that's a good thing. You've come up with a very good point there. Let me tell you.
There were no pieces to
Pieces.
even pick.
They were particles. Recently, I shared with another lady how I've been picking pieces. These pieces are endless. I am picking. And she told me, Castie, that's wrong. Pick a vacuum and vacuum those particles. You'll never get done with this. And I noticed, oh yeah, that's true. Because the thing is, like I said about losing yourself and finding yourself again, it means starting all over again. It doesn't mean that you are going to start from somewhere. Starting all over again, a single mother with 0. With kids. But
kids.
at least I had kids.
and this is what you're saying you feared.
I feared
You
that.
wanted
Yes.
to keep your status.
Yes.
You wanted to keep up your position in church.
Yes.
Now, where was the church at this time when you were picking yourself up?
Oh, that's a good question, Patricia. It's interesting the way life is, or the way life goes. As you go different stages in life, some people just fall off.
Yes.
They fall off from your basket, but God is amazing because He gives you more people. In that group of friends and the church, there are some who still hanged on me. They walked with me. They walked also a very tough road because they were coming to see me. But there were those who took off, which is normal because if you look at the life of Jesus Christ, when He was walking on the Calvary, the Calvary road, to the Calvary tree, He lost so many, those who were very close. Yeah. So the same way it is with you, because you face rejection. You will be rejected by some openly.
And I think
some choose to walk with you. There's a lady here, I won't mention her name. She has been my baby child friend. Oh my God, that lady worked very hard. She's one of the key people who I can say, honestly, may God bless you. She worked because I remember she could come and find we are locking ourselves in
that small room,
and she could carry us by force to our home. To stay with us because we are closing ourselves, we are locking ourselves.
Yes.
The mother is just sleeping, the kids are just there. She couldn't carry us there. So she did a lot of work. Kudos to you, girl. She did a lot. Yeah.
Wow. So if you can see Castie smiling and laughing with us, the road has not been very easy. For 17 years, Castie was in a very abusive relationship, had 2 kids, and at a point she thought she can't handle it anymore. And now she found herself. What are some of the success stories you want to share with those of us who are watching you? And if we are also in a relationship like that, run.
Well, there are several things I've learned, not out of, I didn't train anywhere, but because of the experiences that I went through. I was among those people, or rather as a church elder, we were those people who went to families and told them to stick together even when we could see this impossible.
This is not working.
One thing I would want to tell people, firstly, before you get married, please get to know your person properly. Take time to date this person. Know this person well.
Very important.
And if you see things that are not favorable, just know that they are not going to change. You are not going to change this person. They are going to magnify, actually. If anything, they will magnify. So you'll have to make a decision whether you're going to live with it, and it's going to be very tough. If you don't like it, you don't like it, it is going to be very tough. Number 2, I would like to tell couples, okay, marriage is not a bed of roses. Marriage is it's
a tough road.
It's on. It's for
it's
two
work.
people to work.
Yes.
It's work. But the thing is, even as you work on it, you can tell this one, there's no need to work. You can be in it alone. You are both of you, and you are alone. If you're finding yourself alone, that's a danger zone. Because it's supposed to be both of you working on it. And if you're in a marriage and it's not working, and there's so many flaws there, day in, day out, and you exhaust all the avenues, because I would actually advise people to exhaust all the avenues. There are counselors, marriage counselors, they are friends, genuine friends,
family members,
who are older than you, family members, pastors. You go to all those people, and you can tell you've exhausted all these avenues. You've tried, and you have worked it out. And you can sing that song no condemnation. Therefore now, you would be condemned. For sure, this God we talk about, he is a God. He is a loving God. He cannot let you die just because you chose the wrong step in marriage, or in life. Then you stay there because you're hanging on to God. Because that's one thing that is killing people. So if it's not working, please just jump out. And especially if it's leading you, if it's taking you to the grave. Because like mine, I missed by inches. I missed by inches.
Wow.
So if it's taking you there, it's not worth. It's not worth. Number 2, I will tell people, couples, don't involve your children in crisis. What you are doing here, for sure, it will be very hard to undo. Like when I see some of the things that happen, I feel bad because I know these are mistakes that we did when we were in marriage, and they affect the children, and they will live with it. It's very unfortunate that they get affected, but I don't know why the Lord chooses that road for some of us to walk through that, because there's a good reason for it. Maybe there was someone who was to learn this from me and know what to do next. But at the same time, I want to say marriage is good. Two are better than one. Don't just jump out because you see people jumping out. Stay and stick to your marriage. Work it out together. Talk, solve the differences together. Marriage is good. It's a God instituted, it's an institution done by God. And it's there to stay. But if it's not working, my friend, just forget about it.
From the minister's own mouth.
I'm not ordained as a minister, I'm ordained as an elder, but we work together with
Yes.
ministers.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm saying this without fear of contradiction.
Yes.
Some may feel and might wonder, did this girl backstride? No, I'm still in the battlefield. I'm still calling people to the kingdom. And I'm saying this because honesty is not worth dying.
It's not worth
Worth
dying.
dying. No, it's not worth dying.
And even if you have children, you don't have to stay in an abusive marriage because of children, because they get to suffer more than you living.
Yeah, and maybe I would also want to talk to something that I forgot to mention. That at some point, when I accepted now, this is a reality. I have to die to self. I had to die to self. Dying to self is surrendering. Surrendering is very good. You surrender. If you cannot, for sure, if you cannot, just stop fighting like you think you must keep on fighting. You are so strong. It is a reality. There's no you can take pressure forever. It will take toll on you.
Yes.
Because if like I did like 5 years, maybe I would have gotten out proper. But now it took me even so many years after that to get back to myself. Because I had to deal with a lot of health issues, a lot of depression, a lot of depression of the children, a lot of even lack. I faced lack. I remember one time I was doing business after I lost my job because the kids had to go through their studies. Lucky thing, after fourth form, one of them got a scholarship. But even before they got there, I was working like crazy. I used to work, used to do business between my country and the neighboring country. I could go the whole night, get there, do shopping, get again. I could not sleep there. I go again, I get to Nairobi. That is the second day or the third day. I get again to another city. No sleeping for those days. Luckily enough, they were in a boarding school, so I had all that time to run around. But it's so
a lot of work.
It's
a
madness.
lot of work, yeah.
It's madness. Yes.
So if you just join us, this is Sizwe Podcast. Patricia and I are here today talking to Castie. Castie was crushed in a marriage. She was broken in a marriage. But when I met her, I met a very beautiful, very agile, energetic, friendly, bouncy. How did she bounce back? If you just miss all of that, you can pause and go back and listen to her. She has a very wonderful story. I want to know, Castie, where are you right now in life?
It's been 17 years.
17 years since she became a single mother, and she has 2 wonderful young adults. How are you, and how are they doing?
Well, they are doing fine. Of course, there are struggles here and there, which are normal.
Yes.
You asked me where I am.
Yes.
Life is very interesting, by the way. You never alive.
You never arrive. Yeah. No.
You know what?
No.
You think from one stage, the other one you'll have
By the time
arrived.
I get there, I'm done. No.
Now I'm at that stage, another stage, a funny stage, whereby children are now wanting to have their freedom too, but they're at good age. Yes. So, and of course, I can see when they're making mistakes. As a mother, I even tell them, when I'm seated, I can see when, even if you're on the top of the tree, you cannot see where I'm seeing. So I can tell when you're making mistakes. So I'm at that stage, which is also very, it's a very complicated stage because they think they know.
Oh, yes.
They know much, and they know, but they cannot know like because of experience. So I'm that stage when the children are looking now to be independent, to have their spouses. So now I'm not saying I'm back to my knees, but I am adding my prayers now, because I am really praying for them to get the right people and going to give them the right people. I'm also at a stage whereby I've started finding myself now. Hala, I am going to be alone. It's another reality.
Where are you that I was expecting you to say that? Oh, now I'm dating.
I'm dating, or I've.
Let me tell you.
Just hope you didn't.
You
push
tell
out
us.
dating.
You tell us.
No, I'm not going to touch on that. But let me tell you. All of a sudden, you notice the house is becoming
more empty.
It's becoming more.
They go out.
Then you start on phone all the time. Hey, hello, do you have the key? I just want to. You start becoming funny and becoming funny. Then the children they're the ones who are telling you. I think
who are schooling you. I
think you need friends. You need
to find
They
someone.
might not tell you openly, but they are telling you. I think you need to engage yourself to something.
Because now they go out
because now you are there alone, and you continue in the same pattern because there's nothing else you know. So you go sit there. You think the babies are going to come. I call them babies. They get so annoyed. They get so annoyed. But that's where I am now, and I am there and seeing that this is another stage of life which I need to. In Swahili we say, lazima ujipange. You have to plan yourself.
Yes.
Otherwise, you are going to be alone within no time, very soon.
Because now you have two young adults who are also searching.
They have already been. I can see them being seen. I can see they are being seen, and I've already started being alone in the house most of the time because I stay in the house. I'm that person who stays in the house, church, work. So I've started finding Allah. I'm just finding myself alone in the house. So I think it's another stage that needs a bit of grace and trust, because I need to trust that maybe I can start it all over again and start again. I don't know. When
that is so beautiful. I like the spirit, like going through all that you went through for 17 years and being able to bring up your kids for them to become successful young adults and having that hope. I'm so proud of you, Castie.
Yeah, we just hope in the next stage of life, I'm going to approach it the fear of God, because I'd like to do the will of God.
And guys, if you are out there and you are searching, I think you can hit my number.
We have a beautiful lady.
This.
We can vouch for her.
Yeah, never say never. Yes.
Let's not get to that point.
I am actually hitting that point.
Why can't we just seek the will of God?
Yes,
yes.
we are.
Yes, we are, but still we have to help.
Give a number.
It's my number.
Oh my God.
Castie, thank you very much. And we hope this will help somebody out there.
Yes.
I hope
so. It was such a touching story, because I had something in my family, and I lost my sister through domestic abuse. So this talks to me so much, and thank you very much for your courage to talk about it. And hopefully somebody out there will take action when she sees that things are not working out.
Yeah, we are hoping so. We are hoping that this story will inspire someone and will make one just see life differently and know that you can continue. It's not a must that you do not give up just because you get to a point whereby you find a blockage. You can still continue and move on. Yes.
Thank you. If you just join us, we are bringing the curtain to a close. Patricia and I have had the privilege to talk to Castie, a very beautiful woman who stuck it out for 17 years in a bad, let me use the word, in a bad marriage. But today, look at her. She was crushed, broken, and now she has bounced back fully. The guys out there, please look out for her. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh my goodness.